Hey, this is Ashley with Just a Second, a podcast for Putnam County. Hey everyone, it's Ashley and welcome to another episode of Just a Second. I'm here with my friend Sara from the Sweet Julia Grace Foundation.
Hello.
And I am excited for today.
Me too.
Because I am thrilled for people to learn more about what Sweet Julia Grace Foundation does and how they can get involved in it. So,
thank you.
How you doing today?
I'm good.
Yeah?
I'm rested after my drive here yesterday. So.
Yes, came in from out of town.
Yeah.
But that's a good segue to kind of talk about you. So tell us a little bit about yourself and, we'll start with that and then we'll go into some other questions.
Sure. So I'm actually from here. I grew up in Hurricane, went to school at Hurricane High School, and went to Marshall. And then my husband and I actually moved to Virginia in 2003. So we've been in the northern part of Virginia since 2003. And so I kind of feel like I have two homes. Virginia and West Virginia are both homes for me. So I'm the founder of the Sweet Julia Grace Foundation. And so I started the foundation in 2014 after my daughter passed. So Julia Grace is obviously my daughter. And she passed away at the age of 12 from a really rare genetic disease. And when she was diagnosed at like the age of 1, the doctor said she probably only lived till she was 2 or 3, but she was a miracle, and she lived till she was 12. And she really did teach us through all the things she went through that life is not about waiting for the storms to pass. It is learning to dance in the rain. And so that's why our tagline is helping children dance in the rain in her honor. So it's also why we call all the kids, we help rain dancers, and why you see a yellow umbrella everywhere. I'm always like, there's 2 things you need to know. Rain dancers is a word you've never heard, and me teach you what it means. And then also you'll see yellow umbrellas everywhere around us. So, so I started it in 2014, just really because I was drawn to carry on her legacy. And I was also drawn to the families who I wanted to get into the middle of their world. I had been a mother to a medically fragile little girl for 12 years, and I knew how hard it was, how isolating it was, how lonely it was, and I was just absolutely drawn to the families who were still in that, and I wanted to come alongside them and support them. I had no idea all the amazing things we'd eventually be able to do through the foundation, but I just knew I wanted to be in their inner circle and see how we could help. So in 2014, when we started, I focused on our Virginia community. And then in about 2018, I started getting really, really antsy. I wanted to bring it to West Virginia and start helping the families here because, again, my heart is in 2 states. And I was also starting to meet and hear about families here in the Putnam County area mainly who had needs that I knew we could help with. So I was just drawn like a magnet to like, we got to start a West Virginia chapter.
For sure. So what are some of the things that you can help the families with? So
we really come alongside the family and just say, hey, tell us your story. Tell us where you have your needs and tell us how we can help. Like, we're here to help. And it looks so different for every family. And that's one of the things that just keeps us on our toes. Every family we meet has a unique diagnosis because the kids we help are all medically complex or medically have complex special needs, or they've just recently been thrown into a medical crisis. So sometimes the kids that we have just been thrown into a medical crisis, they have more of a wish. Like they want to bring joy to their child, or the child has something they want to experience. So we grant wishes for kids. But we also fill in the huge gaps that families have that other resources can't or won't help with. So many times the families we help have a need, like a special needs piece of equipment or a therapeutic type of equipment, or they want a special needs bike, and all these things are being denied by insurance. So when they come to us, they've been trying for months to get the things they need. And we're just like, yeah, we'll do it for you. So we usually take care of it the same day after they've been trying for months to like figure out how to make it happen. So we fill in gaps, but we also grant wishes.
That's great. So how are some ways that the Putnam County community can support you in the assistance of the families?
That's a great question. So we've been helping families here since 2018, 2019, but we only had our very first fundraiser last year.
Yeah.
And that was kind of our first, like, okay, we are growing exponentially here. Mm-hmm. I think we're up to about 50 families in this area. Now, when I say this area, actually we've grown beyond Putnam County. Mm-hmm. I think we've helped kids in about 14 counties now.
Yeah.
So we were like, okay, it's time to have a fundraiser here.
Yeah.
So last year was our first fundraiser, and we are bringing it back this August, and we're super excited about it. It's actually... and you were there, so you know. It's actually an amazing fundraiser to be part of. We need tons of volunteers. We do need sponsors and donors. But it's a walk and roll so that at Valley Park, so that kids, no matter how they get around, can participate. And we do it on the turf field so that kids can use their walkers, their special needs bikes, their special needs if they're in a stroller or a wheelchair, they can be pushed by their brother or sister. And then they have a team of family members and friends who also participate, who surround them as they walk and roll. So it takes a lot of volunteers to get it set up, to run it. And
the stations are so fun.
Yeah, they're a lot of fun. We try to make it super creative for them. Last year, the Marshall cheerleaders came, and the Dirty Bird's name is Dirty Bird?
Oh, what is his name now?
The bird from the Dirty Birds.
Yeah.
I know he has a name. He came.
Yeah, I don't know what his name is. That's awful. Is it Charlie?
Sorry, I put you on this. Something like maybe. That makes sense.
Yeah, I'm not sure.
But anyway, we had a ton of people from the community who participated and volunteered. And this year, we definitely want to line the soccer field with people cheering these kids on. We had about 40 families participate, and they had 10, 20 family members walking by their side, and they crossed the finish line, got a medal, and I don't think there was a dry eye there on the finish line.
Yeah.
So that'll be a fundraiser that we have this year that we'd love for people to learn more about. And, especially businesses, we have sponsorship levels as low as $100 for an event like that. And 100% goes towards our mission. Yeah. So there's lots of ways to partner and also have your brand and your company kind of there lining up with the families that we help. So
yeah, that's awesome. Let's see. So so they can support by participating in the fundraiser. You do have a local group here, like a steering committee or anything like that, if somebody was interested or felt called to help in that capacity.
Yeah, absolutely. So I would say, because this is a family foundation, I have a lot of family support and friends that I went to high school with and friends that I've met along the way, of course. But we definitely have room for more of an involved role as well. Definitely. If somebody has in their heart, they're like, I want to be more involved with this. They can reach directly out to me and we can talk through it, and they can just kind of share more about where their skills and passion lies, and I can definitely match them up with a way to help. There's always, and you never know, there's also ways to help families directly. For example, we're getting ready to grant a wish for a little boy who lives in the area who the family wants a playground for him. Yeah. And so we'll probably be calling on volunteers to come out and help us build that playground. Yeah. So you never know, the individual families that we might be helping and how we might need people to step up and help us help them. Yeah.
It can be every wish or every need is different. It can be as simple as just a ramp to help the parent get the child out of their home so that they can go and enjoy the backyard. That was one of your first.
Yes, it was. It was actually one of our first big projects that took a lot of businesses, a lot of partners, a lot of volunteers. Yeah, it was a little boy who's medically fragile and in a wheelchair, and his mom simply wanted him to swing. Yeah. But he didn't have access to a backyard to have a swing, nor did she have anywhere to hang a swing. Yeah. So we built a sidewalk with the help of different partners and business owners, and also built a patio with a roof so the swing can hang just for a simple swing. Yeah, just a swing.
But now he has access to go outside and enjoy the sunshine.
And he still does. And she sends me videos all the time. Every spring, she's like, he's back out here. He loves it. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, sometimes the needs we have are super families may have a child that's towards the end of life and they may have a wish that's they need emergency help, they have a wish that needs granted immediately. Yeah. And then we have projects like this that's it's a process. You know, we figure out what is it you want, what is it you need, and the best way to partner with the people in the community who are looking to help and to make it happen. So, you know, I mean, it's true. This truly takes a village. It takes people who are part of our volunteer team, who are loyal volunteers, but it also takes business owners, partners, people who just stay in the loop with us so that when I do post something that's like, hey, I need somebody that, you know, can do this. Yeah. Then they're like, hey, I can do that. Exactly. Yeah. Exactly. And I would tell you an example. Recently, we had a little girl who's homebound, and her mom just simply wanted her haircut. Yeah. And she couldn't take her out to get a haircut. Right. She couldn't find somebody that would come into the home. We put a post out and said, is anybody willing to go to this family's home for a haircut? Right. We had like 20 people say, I could do it.
I could do it. Yeah.
So you just never know how the families have such, like you said, such unique needs. Yeah. We just want to build our village. We want people to know what we're doing here in this community so that when they are considering a nonprofit to partner with, that we're just on the list.
Yeah, it's perfect. Well, I appreciate you joining us today so that people could learn more about the Sweet Julia Grace Foundation and how we can also help honor Julia and her life. And I just really appreciate you being here today.
Thank you.
And really hope that everyone will join us in August for the fundraiser.
Yes, and they can learn more on our website. But I do have a page on our website directly that's connected for West Virginia only. So it's sweetjuliagrace.org/WV. Yeah.
Perfect. Awesome. Thanks for coming.
Yeah. Thanks for having me.